Falcons. Let's get it on.
Yeah, Boston need to show some life here, man. So already starting off the P1, you're taking control early side of solar control. The SMG is getting aggressive as hell all the way up to the window. Snoopy's going to be unaccounted for. Cellium's just never caught off guard. He finds that kill, but Boston on the time.
Yeah, natural pinch as well developing here for Nastie with that off spawn, as things are still a little bit sloppy, as you see Purge will spawn to the other side again. So split spawn situation continue to allow Boston to play scattered over the top of P1. It's going to work out beautifully for them. No chance for Riyadh to respond, and with 3 dead, Boston will get more time.
You can see Falcons already thinking a step ahead about that rotation over towards New. Boston are baking on all this time at the P1, hoping that Falcons try to get a little bit of aggressive and give them a free opening kill, but they're going to chalk this one up. 25 seconds uncontested on the first HP, and now the battle off the rotation. KiSMET with a big one-on-one. Nastie on the opposite side with a great route. You have them surrounded, but it's still a 2v2.
Yeah, KiSMET, Cell doing a nice job to finish from Cell's angle. Follow up through the middle of the map will at least allow some alleviation of the hard point. KiSMET last one left. He's trying to shoot at literally everything, and we'll get credit for a couple of kills while the Falcons won't be able to contest.
Oh yeah, Le Bulldog is making plays happen on the HP. Whips hit the air for the long distance hard point, and so far on 2 in a row. Finds kill number 3. Played against the Sky this morning in ranked play. I was able to get the W, but he dropped 60. You can already tell he is going to be hurt, and with 10 seconds remaining here at the P2, you have the rotation you want as well to P3.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Falcons really turning up in the A department, just shooting right now, but Pred exited, having a little bit of a tough time getting things going, especially after that gunfight comes through. Purge able to find the win and allows Boston to quickly set up from the front. Nades also landing. No trophy system for KiSMET yet, so now you got to try to deal with it from inside the hill. Cellium there to follow up for 2. One more up top. Oh, and that now to the pistol. Cell trying to get that himself, and Cell for 4, holding onto the hard point for the Falcons.
Make it very impossible to die. Finds 4 in a row to hold down a time for his team. Lead change in for the Falcons. And now if you are Boston with 30 seconds left, you want to get this one last push through the front door. You find the opening kill. You're going to try to overwhelm them with the pressure, but Cellium on 5 in a row. Extend lines up 3. Now you're spawning all of Boston behind you.
What a perfect time for a 4-down moment for the Falcons. Spawns a move as mentioned. Trophy system keeping Cellium alive, working on the Hellstorm, and he does find the last kill needed. Pred trying to finesse for the scrap, but will be shut down. Spawns will be stable right now, though, for Riyadh. Boston not pushing out after those eliminations, unsure that the Falcons were still nearby or going to be late.
Focus up, iron up, get your kills. Extend now on 5 in a row. Finessing his life, knows that he's going to have more pressure on him. Just being a nuisance forces Boston to not really commit the way that they do. The one person flies on and gets the break, but the hold is even better for Falcons.
Yeah, and that's it off the regen, looking for a second Hellstorm for Riyadh, but will be shut down. Cell aware of the play around the back with 30 seconds left in the hard point. Is just trying to lock down the spawns. Great shots to KiSMET. Somehow he's not dead yet. And Cell says, I gotta have just one more bullet into him. Pistol will work. Slide in. Chow the hill. Purge will drop, and the scrap time is good for Riyadh. Really good moment here from 3 to 4 for the Falcons. And now we look over to 5, where Boston will have a chance to set up their first significant hold of the game.
Yeah, this is where you start to take some long routes. You already see KiSMET taking his sweet time working on the backside of. Don't give Boston any breathing room for a chance to get back into this game. KiSMET gonna allow his team to spawn right next to him, but now the Hellstorm awaits.
Called in. Boston going to try to scatter away from the hill. KiSMET likely the one who's going to be the sacrificial lamb here, and he will be. Kills across the middle of the map turn up relatively evenly until Pred is able to find Purge, and that will allow the Falcons to stabilize inside the hard point. To exit, trying to create space in front of it, though. Not going to happen as Boston have a chance to contest and do better than that. With a couple of kills going their way, Pred almost with the shutdown, but instead it's KiSMET who has the last word for Boston.
Great moment there for Boston to manage the Hellstorm, to manage the chaos through top mid, and still be able to hold down this HP. Only down by 25. You have the crossfires being set up out of the ARs to soak up this remaining time and keep yourself into the mix. So after our first set, Boston completely shot away from the P3, P4 rotation that every other hard point have kept it mixy and kept themselves in.
So now scrap time will turn into a focus back up top to initial, as Snoopy and KiSMET are going to give the numbers to Boston. Purge on the hunt will find one for free. Maybe more in front. Good prediction and good help from Nastie on top of that. Straight eliminations for the breach. Looking good to reclaim the lead here on P1, and no sign of that control changing anytime soon. Purge has done a nice job to kind of create some noise here in front of the hill.
Yeah, Falcons just stuck at window. No one developing on routes. Boston have everything cut off. That's all 4 dead in the feed. Lead change again for a different shade of green. Boston now with 30 seconds. Still to fight for here at the P1. You see Falcons starting to take a step ahead over towards the rotation. And it's a big one-on-one gunfight there from Exton. Now you have the engagements. You have the gunfights. You know where the pressure's going to be. You just can't trade Mr. McGilligan. 5 in a row for Cammy. Rotation now. Boston trying to get it.
And working for potentially a hellstorm as Boston are dealing with some issues through on P2. We'll see if they come through it as we jump over to a Boston breach. Listen in.
Watch out, no exit. I'm going mid. I'm going mid.
I'm saying.
I'm playing long. I heard you. So much. Wait. There's two mid guys. Sell next to mid. Sell next to beat cut.
He's
Absolutely cast out. Excellent time. He might run out mid. He might run out mid. No, okay, yo, they're top in. They're top in. Excellent time. I'm trying Raptors got mid. Yeah. You got before. He went long. Still there. Long. Half HP. Yo, their side kids. I can't chow.
Tommy. One shot. You are left.
I don't see him our side time, bro. Yeah, our side dead. Yep. I can't run up. Yo, they're top in there too. Enter and low. Enter and low.
Hey, three that. One time. Deep side.
I'm mid, guys, okay? In a week. I'm gonna work the low right. Top right. One shot. I'm working low right to the back, guys.
He's in there still.
I'm working low right to the back. Trying one push out front. You could have pushed back. You could have pushed out front, guys.
I'm trying front for you. You're gonna go around then.
I can be left.
I think Jenkins.
Okay, heard.
One
more low left. I don't see deep, bro. Yo, he's hitting you on time. One guy's low left and one guy like I don't see Jen. They get up. Okay. Yeah, he's not hitting. Don't get angled. Yeah, you Low, there's one back. Only KiSMET, maybe. Only KiSMET. Look your back. Turn. Yeah, I got
you. Let's go. He's gonna fucking run it back.
KiSMET, guys. KiSMET.
I don't see you. Stop close side though.
I can pitch.
Mixy battle. P2 not looking great for Boston, but a very swift break up the third hill now has them in control of spawns for 4. Falcons working on it, and again, this
on the side of Falcons is going to be Exton, but all of his teammates are dropping like flies, so he needs to value his life. But Cameron McGilligan isn't going to get caught off guard. Cammy trying to look for the kill, even with the stun connecting, still locates it. So Boston now growing themselves the lead. The break is in for now from Falcons, but Boston have the spawns, they have the reinforcements, so just flood right back in.
Nades are landing though here for the Falcons from the front door, and the Bulldog, who's had a great map to this point, tries to get it done himself. Not gonna happen as Cammy finds himself on 5 in a row, and the first significant lead for Boston starting to come through. Cell already winning a battle over towards New, though, has the Falcons feeling decent about their chances here, and with a little bit of extra finesse in the backside of that play from KiSMET, really, Boston are gonna be a little bit labored trying to make their way across the map to get over and take a look at 5.
Yeah, and they also shut down Cammy, who was on 5 in a row. He was trying to play the hill time to earn some extra score to potentially pick up that Hellstorm to lead to a break here at the P5, but now you're not clearing out the proper angles. Pred all the way extended on the bottom side of the dirt, lines up a double, and every time you're turning a corner, the Falcons are just valuing their life. Another lead change in for Riyadh.
Yeah, X-Nid, good timing to get back up towards mid, but better shots from Cammy. Pred, Cell working on the front angle while KiSMET tries to keep them safe from behind on the jump down. And so far, so good. Falcons now over 210 points. Cell turns his attention perfectly, finds one. And Boston really, again, just cannot get all 4 members into a position to try to actually hit this together. Now you got Snoopy trying to make a hero play. He's shut down, and the numbers for the Falcons are still good. The nades are still landing at the front doors, and a big moment here for Riyadh after Boston just showed us some signs of life later.
Yeah, that was all individual plays right there for Boston. And when you're hitting those individual routes, not checking your corners, and you're just wasting time on the clock and allowing Falcons to get a flawless 60 hold at the P5. Only need 13 seconds. Set up your ARs in a position, just find their kills. Looking for kills in sync before you hop the objective.
And Cell can clear out next, walk down the cross. First set of shots, good for Purge. Committed into the second gunfight though, and there it is. The fallout from Cammy is in, and Boston still have numbers to hold on until Cellium from top window keeps the hardpoint contested.
That's all he has to do is just keep it white. MC from the top lines, just finding kill after kill. Does get ripped off by Snoopy. And now Boston just want to contest this for as long as they can so they don't lose, but a clean 4 dead with the Bulldog lining up 3. Falcons trying to close right now.
Yeah, Boston are just spawning in the worst possible position. Even if they get back to 1, they're going to have a really hard time making it into 2. Pistol out. KiSMET will end map 1 on 5 in a row. This Riyadh team just trying to establish itself as potentially being top 4 caliber, and going up 2-0 would be a heck of a way to really establish that, especially in the online phase that's going to last so long. But this opening play has Snoopy reading the aggression for the first 2.
Yeah, they tried to just match that aggression of what they had in map number 1. This time, Boston was just ready and waiting.
But KiSMET just pushes right through the thick of it and is keeping his focus on anything over towards tunnel. Nothing there yet, but Purj and Cammy are nearby now.
Yeah, Purj is already being super aggressive towards bottom tunnel, but the same thing can be said for Falcons on the opposite side. First blood in favor of KiSMET. Got you Snoopy off guard. Fred finds kill number 2, making kill number 3. 1v4 now for Purj.
Yeah, stuck in the back. Really nowhere to go. Does with the first 2 pretty darn nicely, so he's able to at least put himself into a place of contest. But yeah, just no way you're... And now the focus for the offense will be over towards A. Thinking they've got enough attention over. And wow, Cell long slide. Actually almost gets the better of Nastie. But Boston will still use that as an opportunity in a window to get on and possibly get the plant down too.
Yeah, no aim assist as the sniper makes these shots a whole lot more difficult, but now the bomb is going to get planted, but Pred is able to strike for the first blood. Extend catches a guy on the pinch. That's already another 1v4 this time for Nastie, and he's going to fall. What a perfect retake there from Falcons. You need Snoopy to stop keeping corners. Let's, you know, go out there and chouse him.
Yeah. Well, for now, everyone's going to kind of hold their ground. And for the Falcons, they look pretty pleased with their tunnel setup, but Purj and Cammy over the middle of the map are forcing the issue here. Is selling some trouble. Brett trying to get back to find his trade, but he gets spun around and caught, and okay. Boston said you want to play.
On a map like Colossus, like timings is such a huge thing, and this time the aggression over towards Statue.
Measured though from Riyadh, not fully forcing it. They've got Cell watching over the top of Statue. That'll work out for a 2-for-1 exchange. Purj bailing on the play, and a long wrap already through for KiSMET. I mean, what... In what world could you possibly handle that level of aggression? Unless you win that battle from the front, that is so tough to deal with on the recovery, and there's just nowhere for Purj to go. Wow, this has been towards mid-statue, but instead, Purj gets caught again. Just kind of trying to force a route without any info. I get it, you're trying to look for some COD timing, but now you've got an early 4v3 for the Falcons.
Yeah, he's the playmaker on this team, man, so he's always thinking it's time to make a play, but if they're not giving you anything, no need to take a risk, because now in the man down, your teammates have to switch up their defensive approach. 45 seconds to go. You still have no idea where Falcons are going to go, but Exton gains a lot of info with that show of the P1.
KiSMET now over the top with the bomb, try to support. Nothing but a pistol. Cammy will pop up, actually show his head, and actually find an elimination trade on the other side, though good. And actually now it's just over to Cammy, who has a bit of a route available to him. It's all about the timing though, and he's looking hard for Pred. Instead,
oh man,
we'll find both. It's a little tough, but at the same time, he's chasing the red dots in the right spots until Pred gets a suspicion that there's a over the middle of the map. Cell in trouble. 2 players literally flying at him, and Pred cannot do anything through mid-tunnel to get a trade. So to the 2v4, no post-plant setup yet, though, as Boston still hunting for kills in the Falcon spawn.
You get information with Exton shooting that trophy. He's a little twisted there.
Yeah.
But bomb is now going to get planted over towards this B site. Someone's going to have to world star someone for you to stand a chance here if you're the Falcons.
Well, you can see the long wrap potentially there for Cammy, just kind of holding the mid-cross. KiSMET looking for someone to give up an angle, and Nastie gives him a pretty decent look at one. But instead, it's Cammy who does hit that long pitch, find the freebie. And the last player alive at XNID is stuck a little bit too far away from the bomb to really even give this much of a 1v4 effort, so he'll grab a kill here, and there may not be much to follow after that.
I don't stand a chance in this round, but Purj, you could plant the bomb, Al, you know?
That's what I was going to say, yeah. Like, can we try to find a way to avoid the first blood fight and just play 4v4 retake? Well, this time may not matter, because once again, aggression top mid will work for the first. Snoopy finds the second, and Boston will be in a very early 4v2.
And they have information that the bomb is also going to be down, so just don't give Cellium any angles, because he lines up the freebie for Snoopy. That is a scam. Still a 2v3. You're supposed to win this round if you're Boston. Just don't give him one-on-ones.
Ooh, an X-Nade almost follows up off that nade damage for a second. So now Cell will step forward, trying to battle back against Cammy. But You need to try to find some sort of rotation. I like that call for Boston. Let's just use the guns, use the numbers. Cell can't deal with all of us running at him. Reserved setup for Riyadh. Cell just kind of watching for crosses. KiSMET still spawning up top with the sniper towards B, and that will work out for a first blood onto, you guessed it, Purge.
Yeah, Purge just tries to do a little bit too much. Puts himself in position towards bottom tunnel. That's great, but then that extra shoulder, not knowing that KiSMET has a boomstick on a round, just gives up the free first blood. And now your team is sort of scattered on what the play call is going to be. You're trying to get some information of what this setup is looking like for Falcons. You spot one over towards B, but you can't commit.
Yeah, and you could kind of see Snoopy would love to be able to try to hit a timing right to the middle of the map, but now he's been seen and has to resort to playing around the objective. We're going to fly at Cell, who gives himself some space to work with. Shots in response as well, but Cammy gives you 2. So now we're down to the 2v2 overall. 28 seconds on the clock, and Riyadh are going to wait for the next contact, and they're going to find Cammy overheating.
1v1 though, Al. It's a 1v1. Snoopy has a chance to clutch up on this round. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Beat you by playing in the bomb if you're Boston.
Nades land onto Cell, but he's got one to send back over to Cammy. Doesn't necessarily land though. Still a chance at play for the plant. Trying to watch over the top of it. Snoopy trying to fly at this, but KiSMET will drop. That's your bomb carrier down. Cell already stolen some trouble, but off the regen has just enough health to shut down Purge. Where are the rest of the Falcons? Cell is on an island right now. Finally, they're able to persist over the top of the map, but they can't find the trades. Timing here. Oh, Pred commits to the dive in. Exit there for help, and now it's just down to Nastie. 1v2. Finds the first cleanly, but can't slip away from the second. Falcons
Colossus.
Oh, mercy. Well, Pred is going to figure out what loadout he wants and then join the Falcons, as Boston's going to go right back to the middle of the map. Exit will give you the opener. KiSMET stuck with an 8 out, but it lands. Oh, mercy. How in the world does that land in time? So aggression for Boston has worked out for them defensively quite a bit.
Right here.
Though, looking at the variable meat over to the top of B. KiSMET gives you 1, but not the second. Just not expecting the quick flip to produce something. He's able to find your 2. So a chance now for Riyadh to just stay alive, move the EMP back, but Boston hold the numbers and the map control.
That's a big one-on-one right there from Snoopy to stop the EMP carrier. And now you're just basically disregarding Cellium behind enemy lines. You know that he's going to be behind you. It's all about the timing of clearing everybody else out. Now Cellium trying to get himself into the play. Doesn't spot anyone. Does find 1 kill, but Boston should add 1 to the tally.
Should. Can they get there? Yes, Purge just able to find the final win versus Exton. Needed to get past the finish line and get the detonation for our first score. Over towards 10. Next spawn point for the device. And Purge and the rest of Boston are reeling a little bit here with KiSMET already playing through. Purge trying to put together another goal line stand. Good stuns coming out. Stops the EMP in its place. Cammy trying to follow to hit the finish, but the kills are coming through until Snoopy has the final word, and that double once again saves the score.
Yeah, and it all starts by finding that first kill onto KiSMET, who was trying to be
the last one left alive in Pred. That will try to pull the device back. Nasty timing here on the playthrough. Staircase is good for 2. Looking for the EMP carrier, but no. Not quite. It's Exit who has the last word, and Falcons are looking to stretch through Dojo now.
Now, Purge, your turn to get a couple cutoff kills. The stun is going to connect, makes that gunfight a lot easier for Exit, and now it's all going to fall into the hands of Snoopy and Nasty to just stall out time for Cammy on a pinch, but he gets red, so got to iron up, throw your trophies.
Got to win your gunfights here if you're Riyadh. Snoopy looking to take away the space. Maybe a little bit too over-aggressive. Numbers now starting to build for Riyadh. Here's the play through mid-couches. Cammy shuts that down, but from the front, Purge can only deal with 1, and Pred will get the counter score now to the 1-1. No exit available, but off spawn, Riyadh will be...
Oh, and they pick off Cellium, who's trying to work this pitch angle, so... Already in control of the map. It's going to be Boston, but you can already see Cammy on the opposite side is clearing out all the space over towards A. He needs his team to just stall out time for him to get into play, but that position is being watched. Cellium is never going to get caught off guard. Give me free kill number 1. Now we're just going to bully you in the front.
Yeah, Pred spawning towards Dojo side, I'm sure has Cell ready and eager to pull the trigger on that pinch. And that'll work out for a couple of straight eliminations to give Riyadh space to breathe, and more importantly, space to set up an attack as Pred still moving forward. Is able to see a couple of players making their way over towards this backside point. Finds the first. Trophy system also deleted means that nades will start to land here for Riyadh. And that may be enough, because here comes Xnid around the back, able to find the first onto Purge. No follow-up onto Snoopy, and KiSMET was not in a position to bargain that forward any further anyways. So overtime looking likely here for the first half, unless KiSMET gets blown up, and yes, he will be stuck, and halftime will come through. Over towards the side staircase nearly creates a free avenue of approach. But Snoopy's still gonna, again, keep the attention on him. Nasty's the next one up. He's got a pistol trying to get some body blocks in. And the score plus the knife from Nasty works out for Boston.
And they're already on a position on this side of the map to potentially try to chain it to another instant score. You need gunfights to go your way. Nasty on 5 in a row, trying to earn himself the Hellstorm, and he's gonna get sniffed out. But now Boston off the reset. Up by 1, just need to focus on their slaying. KiSMET trying to work the pinch. He gets caught. Falcons know everybody else is going to be in front of them. They have information on the Purge and towards 10. We're trying to go. We're waiting for Pred to strike from mid.
Yeah, Purge still alive at 10, but dealing with some resistance, to put it plainly. There's a slide through. KiSMET gets the win. Numbers now for the Falcons until Nasty steps and Pred over towards the B point.
Yeah, you just need to get him into a service. You do, but Pred, instead of clearing out that back B point, runs right by his teammate. Could have been a potential scoring opportunity here for the Falcons, but you can make up for it if you get every single kill. Thankfully, the other SMG duo is ready and waiting, and KiSMET whips out an extra to tie the game. Now you have rooftop control, and Falcons are looking for a chain opportunity.
Oh, and KiSMET's in a great spot to finesse here. A Dragon almost gets 2. But Boston
Gotta
still
go.
have a couple of
The reset does come in. You don't have anyone in a position, and look at where Exton is. He knows that if I find an opening kill, it's most likely going to lead to a score. He just has to use his timing correctly and does not. KiSMET slows him down.
KiSMET is not looking to move forward, knowing the EMP carriers in front of him. Tries to grab and pull it back, but not going to happen. Picks on the way from Snoopy, but it's red. How many can he find? Only 1. So, again, good trades. Every moment that we start to see in terms of trying to create an opportunity to create space has largely been stifled. And now you've just had the Falcons stacked up on roofs. They're going to find numbers advantage. Kill in the middle of the map also comes through. And now if you're Snoopy, you have to keep your life. You got to find a way to delay as long as possible. He gets you 1. Exit with the pistol out, gets shut down. But Purge only has 1 of his own. Nades, stuns, all trying to land on both sides. With a minute left, this could be a pivotal score. Nade will plus 1 more. Just have to grab and go. Still on 21 HP. Will jump over the top and get the 3rd for the Falcons.
Now a minute left to go. Boston have to cut their loss. The respawn. Need to slay around the middle of the map. Nasty, you just need one-on-one gunfight. You're going to tie the game. He clears it out. It's going to be 40 seconds, and Riyadh have to be playing off the reset because it's over towards Dojo side.
Gotta clear this out. Pred will give you the 2 that you need. Snoopy trying to find the trade shut down. And so now it's just Purge. He's playing off the pinch, and he's lucky to be alive. There are members flowing all through him, but doesn't make a difference. He catches Exton as well. So now a chance to fight 50-50 over the top of the device. Boston feeling they have an advantage. Will push forward. Snoopy with the EMP and looking to try to get this thing done before overtime.
Gotta slow it down, man. You gotta try to go for it, especially before overtime starts. Because then Snoopy's going to be stuck with this pistol in hand. Falcons in another situation off the back foot, forcing another overtime in their spawn.
3 seconds left.
Oh, no.
And they're going to back it up. Okay, no more respawns. Advantage in the 4v4 to Snoopy with the EMP.
Strategy and rely on Purge to just catch them off guard potentially with an angle. But a minute and 20, and here come Falcons.
Oh, and KiSMET's stuck. He's committed to this play. He doesn't have a lot of help because it's Snoopy who's with him with a pistol. KiSMET, lots of damage, but no kills come through. Purge now on the pitch. Has to follow up on this. Able to get you 1. Trades are good for Boston, and now Riyadh have to scramble. The minute 5 on the clock, it's a 2v3.
Oh, but somehow he gets caught. Now in a 2v2. One has a pistol. This is the advantage here for Falcons. You have so much time, and MC has all the info.
Cell's got 1 stuck behind the bench. Xnid. He was so good in a number of maps at Major 1. He's going to have to flush this player out, knowing the device is in the corner. But Cell, who changes his angle, trying to get this player isolated at desk, missed the timing of it. Doesn't make a difference because Snoopy
1v1
falls. So now to the 1v1. Both players playing with their weapons. Not to invest in the EMP, and it's Nasty who takes the
will
at least be able to contest it down low. Good for the first exit there for the trade. Numbers up top, though. Really good for Boston. Purge just going from kill to kill. Will actually take away some space and really force Riyadh to have to hit from one direction. It's a little aggressive, but it may work out. There's 2. Doesn't expect the one necessarily behind him, so a trade is out, but that's a lot of free time for the breach.
Yeah, a lot of free time to the breach, and you absolutely take it knowing now that you have lost the spawns over towards P2. So how long can you manage to soak up all this time here? Pred is able to find 2, KiSMET and Cellium, clean up, house all the rest. So this final 10 is going to go your way, and you have the rotation as well. So Boston need to set up how they're going to go on this break. You're going to have 2 people committing through the old time, everyone else through P4. So So you're going through the front door, and Falcons are ready for this.
Yeah, this is, again, if you either missed map 1 or went a little comatose during it, here's the spark notes. Boston on break attempts and on the back foot rotation. So now you're trying to stretch already late into P2 for this play to try to even see it. And KiSMET's got you on 5 in a row. He knows he's got someone else nearby, but can't find Nastie. So the shutdown from the streaks is in, but Riyadh have not flinched on the hill yet.
Yeah, now you're forced to commit through the front side if you are Boston. Gunfight's going to be a lot easier for Falcons because they know when the pressure's coming in, but you're able to combine for 3 in the feed. Thankfully, KiSMET finds one. That allows his teammates to still be in a position to contest over towards the P2 time, but Boston making it scrappy, making the most of this P2 so far.
Yeah, really good in this last 25 seconds or so, thanks largely to that big push through mid, but more importantly, Nastie survives that nade and follow-up play from KiSMET. So you don't really ever bend again if you're Boston, who will have Nastie on 5 now, moving over towards 3. They're going to be here first, but a little bit of maybe split decision on where they think the Falcons are spawning. They get a little bit caught off guard by the quick play over through the Godhead. He's not available as the Hellstorm will be earned, and everyone else will try to reinforce.
Yeah, now Falcons need to find a way on in towards this P3. Crossfires are already set up on the side of Boston. OE is currently being watched. Snoopy finds one before falling. This has been 30 seconds uncontested so far. Falcons need to get in towards this time. You just can't get past Nastie, who's on 8 in a row, lining you up with the M15. He said, Snoopy, you're right in front of me. I'm also going to take care of you. But now a 40-point lead for Boston, still growing.
Yeah, and damage onto Cellium, so Cammy can push this play out. 10 seconds remaining on the hardpoint, and Nastie's streak will continue. He knows he's got exited close, but wants to work on the spawns. It's KiSMET. He's only a bullet. That's easy. You also saw exit on the cross back over. Control of P4 for now, but split spawn situations has Boston moving quickly.
Yeah, but now Snoopy needs to value his life towards the backside. He knows that he's going to be surrounded in a position to try to be the playmaker. Is able to find one. What does it do to the spawns on the side of Falcons? Absolutely nothing, but now it's Nastie's turn to break him.
And they are not going to expect Nastie in this position right here.
Oh,
or will they? Fred's able to come back over and watch that mid-cut. Pistol for Cammy, though, is going to work out, and Boston will stabilize inside the hard point. Trophy system down. Now it's just down to Falcons from the front. Snoopy, perfect timing, just absolutely dives out of top middle. Cammy there to follow up off the damage is good. And Cammy's on another 5 spree here. Boston starting to cook as they double up the points of Riyadh.
Falcons have a lot of ground to make up for, and it all starts by just getting statue control. Cellium doesn't win that one-on-one versus Purge, but thankfully exit there for the trade.
Well, critical time here early for Riyadh, trying to dig into this deficit. Fred giving you some contest over through statue side. Cellium cooking up a nade. It should land, and a lot of damage gets tallied with that. Purge, though, still alive and kicking for now, but Cell in and out of the hard point, able to find you one. Boston stabilize. Keep the hard point neutral. Will retain their lead, and with 25 seconds, we've got to keep our eye on the minimap to see if the spawns get moved around at all here late in the P1.
Yeah, Boston off the back foot now. Need to iron up and hold strong in their setup, but no one watching the OE, so Exit has a free route to find one kill and spawn them all the way across the map. He wins the one-on-one while the rest of his teammates just strike at the right time. Falcons light up the kill feed. Are going to be the team initially again to start off the P2, but this time Cammy wins the
P1. I'm on 20 come back. I need P1. I get him. I got PS. I'm heading. I left it. Done. It's weak. There's 2. It's inner. Left side. Let's go here. I'm good. 2-0, guys. 2-0. Come in. Nice. One more statue. P2. I spawned it. There's 20 P4. There's 20 P4. Could be blue crate. Purge it all. 20 Blue crate, kill me. Blue crate, Nastie. Nastie, blue crate. There's one junk. I'm blocking. Hey, I'll go. Yeah. There's one on you. You're patient, cuz. Yeah. Trying to get found. Purge. Cammy on the boat. One shot, bro. I'm on Twitter. Come, boys. I'm coming, chase. P1, pitch up. There's coming. I can one tunnel. I'm on shot, guys. We can do this, guys. Tunnel. I'm pushing. I'm also hitting out. Back right. Purge. Fuck. I just seen you. Back junk.
But some of the kills that he's finding are game-changing on a map like Colossus. And now Falcons on the heavy deficit, down by 90. Looking to try to fight their way back into it. Cellium's not having a good game. KiSMET a little bit mediocre, and Pred is just hitting every long route possible. Just not leading to good time, but so far here at the P4, they're making up for at least some of it.
Yeah, it's been nice, Pred, working on and waiting for the pinch, and he finds perfect timing to clean out the front doors of the Hardpoint. Boston will flip spawns, but that is on the voluntary election of Riyadh to allow that to happen. KiSMET shut down. 4 seconds of scrap time is going to feel pretty insignificant to Riyadh, who desperately just need big time at the new hill. P1 will open. And how about it? The SMG's coming to life as Pred, Xnid, Cell all find kills, and now Riyadh are swarming across.
The play to hold down this time or cost us the game. Thankfully, KiSMET finds one with the teammate, so it still give you a chance on the hold. But Boston flood their way into P1 and flip the spawns, and it's still up by 60.
Careful if you're Snoopy. Numbers are starting to dwindle now for Boston, but they do get over the 200-point mark. Focus back to the hills, good for the SMGs of Riyadh. KiSMET only gets one, so you're going to have an opportunity here for Riyadh with 20 seconds of the clock to try to give themselves a lifeline by holding over P1 and still having to set up a P2 to their back. Yes, there's a team nade, but the spawns are still okay. 13 seconds of time, and Boston are trying to deal with Pred and then push across the map.
Yeah, they'll take the final 10 though. And now you already have players in a position like Nastie to work the OE, but the Bulldog strikes for 3 in the feed. Now you're fully set up off the rotation. A full 60 keeps you in the game.
Any players inside the hardpoint, though, is the question. Everyone backs away. Everyone survives. But more importantly, the Falcons still find 3 kills behind that Hellstorm from Boston. Oh, no. Hold on to your horses. Riyadh making the comeback. 35 seconds. Cell on a pinch with the Dravik. Doesn't need it. It's Xnid who gives you the 2. KiSMET on 4 in a row. Finds himself the 5th. And all of a sudden, Riyadh are cooking with streaks potentially on the way.
Yeah, that time it was. Even the Hellstorm doesn't allow Boston to go through the front door. But when you're up by so much, you don't want to give up a full 60. You need to give this one last push. SMG's being the aggressors. Last guy standing is Purj. He's going to fall. And you're trying to get the trade if you're KiSMET at side door. You do, but Cellium's there for the cleanup. Now down by 20. KiSMET on 5 in a row early off the rotation in the end.
Cleaning things up. Trophy down. Cell in the hill. And he's about to turn into a sentry turret. KiSMET, of course, feeling the pressure, calls in, I think, the last Hellstorm for Boston. But Purj still drops as the opener. See, Xnid's position is still at a spot to where he could possibly just push forward and find the tablet carrier of the Hellstorm. But it hits for 2 somehow. Oh, goodness. Boston now with numbers. Cell in trouble. Pushed away from the hardpoint, and in a tie game, it'll be Boston with the numbers of 28 on the hardpoint left.
How the hell does KiSMET find 2 with the Hellstorm when there's a tunnel on the other ground? Xnid could not afford to die there, but KiSMET also was just caught off guard. Leads to a great break here for Boston at the P3. Nastie's still trying to make it scrappy, not give up all this time for free. But now it's off the rotation. Boston needs to iron up because the Bulldog is starting to push. 2 go down in the feed.
If anyone for Riyadh got behind, at least not initially, but ground has been cleared. 225, 213. Exit from the front is able to open the door for the player on the back. And no! Nastie, of course, against Cell. Now an opportunity to try to win this one outright, but Pred has something to say about it. KiSMET with the last word. Trying to zone the front was Purj, but trades are good and Boston can still win here.
Yeah, KiSMET's gonna go for the long route. He is gonna get caught out by Snoopy though. He knows that this is the only play that's gonna win him the game. 1 wave of kills for Boston right through the front.
Gotta find a way to win this one outright. Cell finding damage, but not able to get there to find any eliminations. And Boston from the front, hold the door. No one's gonna get there to touch. It's chaos. It's Mixie.
I'm feeling all right, man. It's been a long time since we got a win, so definitely proud of the guys for that. Obviously, I've been struggling, but just feels good to get a win again.
We haven't been able to chat with you for a minute, so it's great to have you back here in the winner's circle. Talk to me about that overload finish, though. You were watching your teammate Nastie clutch up in the final seconds. What were the comms like?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little hectic, honestly. It's hard to emulate, like sudden death in practice. I feel like you don't ever really get in those situations, so to get into a match, it's a little bit different. But Byron had good comms. I think we kept it as calm as we could. It was still a little chaotic, but Byron just clutched up, you know.
Purge, you know, you were one of my favorite players when you first coming out to the scene. I just thought you played ethical ball. It's been a little rough, but in this series, I feel like that was the most comfortable you've looked, at least with your teammates. You and Snoopy flying around, that aggressive play, especially in the search. How's it taking you guys so long to get to this point where you look comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, it's been disappointing, obviously, to say the least. But we've been putting in the work. I think the pace in the game is just different.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the movement and stuff. And I've just been struggling. I've been trying to find my pace, but we've been putting in the work day in and day out. So I'm confident we're going to keep improving and we're going to get to where we want to be.
Well, thankfully, the work definitely showed today with a big win versus Riyadh. So congratulations on that for Boston. But also, round 11, search and destroy. I mean, search is not usually y'all's bread and butter. Who's making that play call, and what was that pressure like to try and steal that map away?
Yeah, I called it. You know, that's what I do. But you know, the guys came through. They clutched up. I died in like 3 seconds, but you know, I mean, my guys had
It works.
me.
It works.
And, you know, that's what we do. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We missed it on the broadcast, but the second to last round that you guys won to get to 5, Cammy gets a crazy 2-piece. Can you tell me what happened in that situation? I saw you as by statue. Do you remember?
Yeah, honestly, I was watching Eric because Eric was in war on his screen. And then I just looked at the kill feed. I seen Cam got 2. I was like, nice, Cam. Eric's trapped. I'm thinking Eric's about to die, and then Eric just goes insane that round. So Cam and Eric, shout out to them.
Hell yeah.
These guys are just doing what they do.
Boston clutching up. You now sit at 1-1 here in stage 2. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
That is Purge. That is the second match of the day in the books. When we come back, though, we have a battle between 2 teams who already hold 1 dub. The Royal Ravens take on